Hi, my name is Melanie Lee,
I'm Vicki Turner.
I'm Russell McDuffie.
And Douglas Sharp.
and we're Group Miami. And we will be addressing some questions in the Mark Prensky's book, Teaching Digital Natives. The first question that we'll be addressing is, how do we translate the curriculum into leading questions? Mark Prensky suggests that the best guiding questions start with the why and are followed by a how. For example, why do we have a civil war, and how can we prevent other such wars? One way to think of guiding questions is to think of what you might ask students in order to check their understanding of the material that you just taught, or what questions will be on the test. Then ask those questions before your lesson, either on paper or online, and tell them their job is to answer them. Another way is to turn chapter names or subheads into questions. For example, if the subhead is Causes of the Civil War, a guiding question could be, what caused the Civil War? Some questions that you should ask yourself when coming up with guiding questions are, how interesting or motivating will these questions be for my students? And how can I make them more interesting? How can I relate them to my students' passions? And what interesting activities can my students do to answer these questions and to show me they know the answer? Also, you can ask students what questions they want to add.
The next question we will be focusing on is, how can I focus on the appropriate verbs? Prensky talks about how the students need to frequently make decisions in the classroom. He wants the students to have to frequently answer questions and actually have to think about the question instead of just being fed the answer. He says that decision making needs to be a tool used by the educator in order for the student to learn. You need to make the students engage with the question that they're asked and not just give you an answer that you've already given them. They need to actually think about it. The second heading he talks about is Socratic questioning, which is basically provoking thought. He says that open-ended questions make the student actually take a position on whatever the topic is, and by choosing that position, they have to come up with an argument to defend it. This makes the student actually draw upon prior knowledge that they've learned in class in order to successfully argue the point that they're given. Even small things such as adding on to a question, verbs such as explain their reasoning for the answer, discuss their reasoning, or describe their reasoning are also ways to focus the question.
Okay. What about the usage of nouns?
How do I choose the appropriate nouns or tools for the students to use? Nouns can be anything from books, essays. In the 21st century, nouns are the internet. Nouns are generally the way people think of technology, computers, PowerPoint, Wikipedia, and so on. The main thing that I feel, each school district is different, and each one has different tools, and each school has different tools. The thing that I would say is to go ahead and come up with an inventory of the tools that are available at your school, and then create a list on a wall, make a chart, and as each tool comes readily available, add that to the chart. And whenever kids are trying to come up with an answer, they should go to that chart and pull off a tool to answer that question. The next question that we'll ask is, why is this necessary?
One thing that educators have to keep in mind is students will stop if you give them a closed-ended question. If you ask them, is the sky blue? They will reply, yes. We have to have an open-ended question. And that's where you get leading questions and guiding questions. We have to lead the students or guide the students towards the material that we want them to cover. Yes, we want to encourage them to explore, but we also have to assist in their journey towards that topic and discovering the information behind it.